Good morning, Shedderoonies. I'm a bit tired today, but I just want to crack on and get stuff done. Now we are back with the Kona. So, listening to all of your comments, I'm going to clean it up, but we're going to put back on the Black LX because you guys said that that was pretty much what this bike should have been on. Had on this bike. So, like I say, with this one, I want to keep it kind of like rough and ready, patina, like not change too much, keep everything as it is, just a really good service, really good clean. So figured out wheels. It's been playing on my mind. So my thoughts on this one is, we did a bit of a mega deal. So I ended up purchasing off my friend the tie glides. Now these are not so much that one because that's the revised one, but obviously the tie glides are prone to cracking, where these aren't cracked and got two slightly different front ones. Anyway, that takes me down another problem because yeah, I've got some nice hubs now, but I still don't want to put them on this. But I thought about it. Who remembers this bike? I'll show you. So this one is the I think I called it like polishing a turd. It was basically just a build up. I was expecting my lad to use it, but he didn't like it, so he told me where to go on that one. So I've been and got this out of storage. Now I built this with obviously LX brakes, or LX on everything. Now the wheels, because I didn't have any wheels at the time, these are like the old rock, like SC kind of ones with loads of stickers on there, but it has got the black LX rear hub, and the stickers aren't great on the front as well, but it's also got the black LX hub on there as well. Now the gold sticker is basically like a suspension hub. So my thoughts is, if I go back in here, all these mass wheels. Now I have got a set of LX and LX, the newer versions. So if I put these wheels on that bike, not only does it means that that bike's got all LX on it, it frees up a set of wheels there to put on the Kona, because I don't particularly need them LX wheels. I've got them just because they complete a group set, but equally they're going to complete this group set, generally speaking. So let's get these wheels right. I'll do a cheeky swap, like boom boom over. I don't think these are different. The colour's different. Look, that's more like a grey. What's that? That's the M570 one. So yeah. So that is now. That's the wheels swapped on that. Right, that means I've got some wheels. I've definitely got some wheels, but I've got some wheels for this. Let's go. Right, with all that messing around done, I can now get some tyres on these, and I've been waiting for a long time to use these. Right, anyway, the tyres I'm actually putting on, some of you might remember these from way back in the day. I've had these for a long time, and surprisingly there's no cracking. They do need a bit of a clean, but I'm not too worried about that. They're going to get dirty anyway. So basically these are the Kona, actual Kona tyres, and that's the brake rear, or breaker, no brake, that's the brake rear. So, and then we've got the Kona Enter front. So these are quite really nice, good tread, to be fair. Nice branding. These are 26 by 1.98. 1.98. So wash these straight on these wheels. Boom, done, on. Yeah, so let's bang these on. Yeah, let's do it. So with the tyres on, looking quite snazzy. Bang some quick releases in there as well. Nothing too special. I think they're like the old LX ones. They'll do. I am probably going to give these tyres just a quick spruce off, to be fair, just because they're dirty on the sidewall. So I'll give them a spruce off. But we need now to get the cassette and everything on. But I'm going to drop. Basically, the last thing I didn't do on this, on the last video, is I didn't clean the crank. Now it's a bit nasty. So yeah, a bit nasty. So we're going to whip that crank off and put that crank and the mechs through the parts washer. So probably should get the parts washer booted up, ready. Alright, let's get the crank off. So the parts came out of the parts washer. That cleaned up all right. To be fair, now it's clean. Them teeth look okay. They look like they'll go again. So fantastic. Front mech is now all, to be fair, again, that was the one that came off it. That cleaned up absolutely lovely. Now the rear mech, surprisingly enough, the backing cage and everything cleaned up absolutely nice. That has just got loads of like scuffs and scratches on. I might tidy that up. I might. Don't know. Might just leave it. And me with my OCDs, I basically gave the tyres a bit of a clean off. So they're just drying out now as well. But we can put the cassette on. So let's get that cassette on. Copper slip around there. And then where's the small spline? Right, so small spline. Oh, it looks like I'm going to need a cassette spacer. Yep, I need spacer on there. Come on. Alright, that just needs nipperooning up. What I might do is, because I'm in two minds whether or not to tidy that rear mech up. Just blob a little bit of that on there, push that back on there, tighten that up in a minute. Might take the brakes off because they do need a bit of attention anyway. So I'm going to whip the brakes off now, and then we'll get the wheels front mech on, tighten that up, and then we're pretty much cooking on gas. So let's move on. Right, let's get this crank nipped up, and then we'll get some. We'll get these wheels on, see what it looks like with the wheels on. Right, so I've got some gloss finish, but this can's a bit dodgy, so what I do is it does not spray whatsoever, but dribble it out some on top of there like that, and then I'll get my little paintbrush and what we'll do is we'll touch in some of those big scratches. Right, that will do. I didn't want it to be perfect, but that looks a lot cleaner now. That'll do. Lovely. Let's get that on the bike. Right, let's get the chain on. Now I'm hoping this is going to be long enough, because this is the chain that's kind of married to the cassette, and I can't remember why or what I took it off, but it's had hardly any use. Oh wait, oh, that might just do it, you know, that might just do it. Let's have a look. It's a small crank. I think it's only like 40, what is it? It's a 42 on the largest ring. So I reckon, oh, probably should put that on the right way around. where my dog is. The dog is everywhere. Right, let's click that together. Oh yeah, that's fine. We'll need to adjust the limit screws because I felt that nearly kick off. So your limit screws, you've got 3 screws. So that's your B tension screw, so that's your body tension screw. That allows obviously back and forth. And then you've got your 2 screws there, and you've got L and H. Now L will stop it going off into the wheel on the low gear. H will stop it coming off your small sprocket on there. So while it's not moving, so the last thing you want to do is push that rear mech all the way up, and then it throws it into the wheel. So that's nice. We'll just double check the H as well. So there we are. Sounds quite nice, to be fair. So while I've been thinking, I've just had a bit of a tidy up on there as well. These brakes are doing my head in. So I've removed that bodged bit, but that backing plate there is basically cross-threaded and nasty. I was just going to put a different bolt and nut through it and use it, but obviously the bolts are specific as well, to like the little dome head things, and the brake pads are rock solid. So I might just bag them up and revisit them at a later date. So the brakes I've dug out are so I've actually pulled out some LX ones that are in really nice condition, to be fair. Same with the back. So now I've got LX brakes with the LX front and rear mech and the black LX hubs, and it should all work. I don't really want to take them other brakes off, but I think they was just too, like, I'll polish these up and I'll rebuild these, and at some point they will probably go back on this bike, just not at the moment. So right, last things to do on this is I need to go and buy some brake pads. I need to get some cables on it and find some pedals. I've got some bottle cages to put on, and I might dig out a shark fin as well. But it's getting there. But it's now time to get some cabling done. Boring cabling. I ain't had time to go and buy any brake pads, so what I've done is I had some a set of DXs in my box of brakes, and relatively had new pads in them, so I've just took them out for now, just because I'm not using those DX brakes for quite a while. So got some brakes, and now it's just a case of getting all these cables in, getting some pedals on it. Dug some bottle cages out as well to put some nice bottle cages on. The only thing that I'm probably going to have to revisit on this is I need to sort out a rubber bung for the stem. But again, I'm not massively too worried about that. So what is annoying is I can't get the cable in. Yeah, it's been absolutely torrential rain. So from the last second that you just saw, it's been about 3 days. Just simply because the rain has been that bad. We've had quite a bit of flooding and stuff, and yeah, it's I guess it's that time of year really. So right, I had to take the adjuster out then to get that cable through, all fingers and thumbs. So get that adjuster back in. But this is nearly done. This is nearly done. So this is basically the boring cable up bit. So I'll get cables on and then we'll flick to a bit of a setup and we'll get the final bits on. So crisscross that bit there just so it rubs less. There, like that. Do, 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 do. There we are, get them cable ends on. Bosh. Right. Let's crisscross these down just so I get less frame rub. There we are, nicely bunched up. So last couple of things. Still need to dial them gears in just a little bit more, but we have got, these are, I'm putting these pedals on. These are like the MK5s, MK5 or MKS. One of my mates gave me these because he didn't really like them now. They're nothing to write home about, but they're virtually brand new and they'll do the job. And then I've actually got two of these. Now these look quite cool. These are the Tioga power caged bottle cages. I want to put bottle cages on this because this is one that I'll probably just whip around and bike ride on and light trails and stuff like that. So let's get them on, and the pedals. So because of the collar on the frame, you have to use the spacers, and luckily enough I've got 4 left. 4 left. There we are. Also, someone mentioned on the last video of this bike that the seat clamp was the wrong way around. And I pay attention. So there we go. It's now the right way round. There we go. Oh. Alright, let's get this tightened up. Oh, too low, too low. So I've just been doing a bit more adjustments and getting everything dialed in across this bike just a little bit better. I'm happy with those bottle cages. They look a bit snazzy. I'm happy with the not to write home about pedals. I'm okay with them. All in all, I'm okay and happy with this. I'm not going to put a shark fin on. I was going to. I'm probably going to order a KONA one of those and then just take that off, clean it, and then just put an actual old KONA one on. Reason I didn't put a shark fin on is because I've only got an XT one and it's not XT. So I have got an unbranded, not shark fin, if that makes sense, somewhere. But I don't know where that is. So last but not least, final finishing touches are nearly complete. Let's do the final wipe down. So the final finish on this is I'm just going to give it a nice good clean up with a bit of silicone shine, muck off stuff. Now I'm not sponsored in no way, shape or form by Muck Off, and this is Bike Shed Girl's favourite smelling product that I use. But I do really rate this. So if Muck Off's out there, they want to send me loads of free stuff, send it me. So yeah, I'm going to give everything a good spruce up, final clean, and then while I do that, then I'll flick to, because I'm going to take this out to get some shots, and yeah, so stick around to see the final shots and my final message at the end of the day. well, at the end of this video, sorry, end of this video, and I'll give you an update on the next 3 projects I'm currently in the middle of doing, and when they're likely going to drop, and some nice ones. So let's go. There we are. So she's quite beautiful now. She's quite elegant, not perfect. She don't need to be perfect. A little bit of patina, a little bit of stickers peeling off. That's what this one was all about. £55 that bike cost me. Now, the wheels cost me, I think I brought them off someone probably about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. That was about 35, 40 quid. The brakes came off an old bike that I brought probably a couple of years ago. They probably stand me at like 20 quid. Brake pads, I'm sure they was already on a set of DX brakes that I did a deal for. Cables, grips, I think came off a sheddy old bike as well. I think this bike probably stands me at possibly about 160. Thereabouts anyway. Super happy with it. That is a bike I probably won't get rid of. Gonna keep that one. Schwarz, nice. Put your thoughts down in the comment section. Now get on to the nitty gritties about what's up and coming. So what I have got is, let me show you. Now I'm no spoilers, but I'm going to give you a spoiler. Yeah, I've got a super crusty chopper coming. It needs some love, and it's for a family member. So yeah, that's one. I'm in the middle of that one. That is an absolute rust bucket. Like, it's bad. In the middle of that one. Also, I'm in the middle of a very shiny GT. I'm also in the middle of a very, very nice Ritchie. I said I wasn't going to give spoilers, but I just kind of blew out the basket there. So yeah, I'm in the middle of all 3 of those at the moment. Now, I've had to ins and outs, and you'll realise on the next 3 videos of those anyway. I'm hoping to drop them probably 4 days apart, dependent. I'm waiting for parts on 2 of them, and I'm busting a knacker with the rust on the other one. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully I can get them out to you as soon as possible anyway, because I've still got probably 4 or 5 projects in the pipeline that needs to be done before for Christmas. I've also got, after those 3, I've also got a Kawasaki green steel bike, more of a modern thing. Stick around for that one. Anyway, that's me giving off enough spoilers. Thank you as always, appreciate it. Drop your things down in the comments, and apparently there's this new thing about hyping. You can hype videos as well now, apparently. I don't know. I ain't looked into it, I ain't got time, but if you can hype it, then hype it. Then I guess it gets hyped. So don't know what that means. On that note, as always, stay safe, wear an helmet. Hopefully you've not been affected by the floods in the UK. If you are in the UK, if you have, my heart goes out to you. It's really crap, especially just before Christmas as well. So I'll say a prayer for you, and hopefully everything works out. Unfortunately, we just can't do nothing about the weather. It gets wet in the UK. But yeah, I'm not going to get into the politics, but I think the government should do more in terms of flood prevention, generally speaking, in a lot of areas. So yeah, my heart goes out to you, and all the best. And as I say, I'll say a prayer for all of you out there. But on that note, take care, wear an helmet, see you on the next one. Hopefully, should be in a couple of days. See you.